Your online purchase delivered right to your doorstep whenever you want it, the way you want it, quite flexible and safe. That is what last mile fulfillment is all about. And that is what I'm talking about today with Wendy and Maurice. Welcome. Maurice, what is your view on the last mile?
So my view is, from the pandemic that started last year, we see huge changes happening in the way we do business, the way we do retail. We see much more orders, much more transportations, much more returns of orders. So, and that is what we gradually realize, it is here to stay. So people are used to it, and they will continually to use online business rather than going to a store in the future.
Wendy, last mile fulfillment, as we're talking about today, how do we define this? But more specifically, what are trends that we see with last mile fulfillment?
Yes, when we talk about last mile fulfillment, I mean the movement of goods from the transportation hub to the final delivery destinations, for example, at your doorstep or a pickup point. Current challenges impact the retail and consumer product companies as a whole, but also the logistics part and the last mile fulfillment in particular. Trends I want to highlight are, for example, the accelerated growth online, the reliance on online channel growing, and even consumer product companies directly deliver to the consumers nowadays. Furthermore, digital transforms so fast and the customer expectations grow equally. So customers expect more and more from your last mile fulfillment in service delivery, in speed, in flexibility, and so on. And furthermore, they also want a sustainable delivery. So, for example, in city centers, the municipalities and governments ban the cars out of the city center, and companies embed that in their last mile strategy. And finally, the platformization trend is also one of the biggest trends nowadays. So sell your products via Amazon or bol.com in the Netherlands, since you can use the last mile services they platform offer. And those trends impact the last mile fulfillment nowadays.
And what is the biggest challenge then for last mile fulfillment?
Yes, the biggest challenge is indeed cost. The trade-off between the cost and the sustainable delivery and the delivery speed. Also, the delivery performance is very important nowadays. It's a big challenge. So you want to have a fast delivery, a perfect delivery, a flexible delivery. That's a big challenge nowadays.
And it needs to be sustainable as well.
Exactly. So that are the most fundamental challenge. And of course, there's a lot more to mention about how to do in-store picking, how to allocate your inventory, and so on. But the biggest challenge is indeed the trade-off between cost, flexibility, delivery performance, and sustainability.
So Maurice, what is the future for last mile fulfillment given the challenges we've just heard?
I think it's very key to make sure that your front end, as we call it, with customer experience, is well integrated with your back end. Right. So what we talk about today, last mile fulfillment. If you don't do it, it can make or break your reputation as a brand. We've seen examples, for example, grocery retail, not being able to fulfill orders in, let's say, next week, but only 3 weeks after. There's also other examples from other parts of retail. What do you do, for example, with your returns if the stores are closed? So there's quite a number of changes, and the pace of changes is increasing. So the biggest thing that you need to prepare yourself for is how can you act swiftly to all these changes, because the pace will increase.
Okay. And how can Capgemini help with these tremendous changes and shaping that future?
Yeah, we have a last mile fulfillment maturity model that consists of several elements. It is supply chain strategy, it is supply chain operating model, but also more the operational aspects such as order management. So how can you fulfill orders making use of your complete network inventory and do that ideally in a sustainable way that we just talked about. Yeah. But there's also, for example, warehousing. How are you going to deal with piece picking rather than case picking or pallet picking that we normally see when we replenish goods to stores? So those are just some examples of the model that we have created.
So Maurice, given the maturity assessment, how do we apply this? What is next for your client?
Well, the model is of course built on years of experience
Sure.
With doing projects with our clients, and that could be strategic projects, but also more operational projects, like even running in a warehouse. Based on those experiences, we would love to work together with our clients to define the last mile fulfillment of their future.
Okay, thank you so much. And if you've become interested in the last mile fulfillment, want to take the challenges head on, if you're already facing some of these challenges, please do reach out to Maurice and Wendy, and we'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you, and see you next time.